Yep, that's right. The Strongest Battlegrounds finally updated, and I'll be showcasing all the new movesets added to the game. Alright, so starting off, I'm going to use Undying Hero. Alright, so first move is Grave Maker. That's pretty cool. Alright, so now we got Blast Breaker. Alright, really cool. Alright, so next up, we got Point Blank. Also really cool, like a rush move. Now we have Crossfire. Best move of Undying Hero so far. Also, if you couldn't tell, we have new M1s or like new weapons because of our gun move, which we can switch in between if we use, like, for example, Great Maker. It's gonna switch to our axe. Yep, very cool. I can't forget about the wall combo either, so let's go. Yep, very cool. Probably like one of the best wall combos in the game. Alright, so next up we have Tech Prodigy. Also, if you couldn't tell, if you had the VIP Game Pass, you can change the color of your mech, for your ult. As you can see, mine is red, very cool. They also added new like side dashes or whatever, so like we have a side dash here and here. And we also have the back one, so really cool. Alright, so I'm not going to use Photon Edge because that move has already been in the game. So next up we have Photon Dive. Very cool, summons the sword out of his hand and it's crashing down. Probably like one of the best moves. Alright, so next up we have Conquest, the best move of the update so far, at least in my opinion. I'm going to shut up for the rest of this. Yep, so that's Conquest. Alright, so lastly, we have Missiles. Very cool. It also auto-tracks, so that's pretty nice. Also really good against Steamers. Alright, so lastly, we have Monster Garu and Cosmic Garu. So let's keep the new ult. Yep, very cool. And it goes into a slam. Yep, pretty nice. Alright, so now we have Great Fajin, or Fajin, I don't know how to say it, so let's hold it. Yep, very good. Has wide range, you can hit a lot of people with that, so pretty nice. Alright, so next up we have Godslayer, very cinematic. Yep, my own technique, pretty cool. There's an eye in the back, if you can see that. Godslayer. Then you just punch them into the ground. Pretty deep. Now lastly, before Cosmic Gar, we have Sky-Ripping Fist. Yep. I'm gonna punch him. Yeah. Very unique. I like it. Alright, so after I marked him using Hunter's Spark, we're gonna use Godslayer for the new variant. This will also get us into Cosmic form, so let's watch it. Yep, very, very cool. Then we grab our hand. Yep. Now we have our Cosmic form. We grab their hand. Yep. Very cool. Alright, you see my reflection, yep. Yep, very cool. Alright, so before we get into arguably the best move of the whole update, Nuclear Fission, I think that's how you say it, I'm going to use the move Singularity, so. Yep, very cool. And then you just throw it, and it has a large explosion. Very good against Steamers, like extremely good. Also will get you a lot of kills. Alright, so really quick before we go into nuclear fission, I would just like to say that, see how every time I go close to him it does damage? It does 2 damage. Anyways, let's go into the move. So, very cool. I'm gonna be quiet for the rest of this. Then you punch in here. Largest explosion. Yep, very, very cool. Like, one of the best moves of the update so far. So, yep. Alright, so that's everything I wanted to cover about the new movesets. So, yep. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see ya. Bye.